Hi everyone and welcome to a Theme Park Worldwide news update. This week we've had some very exciting news regarding Alton Towers, as Staffordshire Moorlands District Council have approved Project Horizon. This is the major new indoor attraction that Alton Towers are going to be building, and this is really exciting times for the park and we're very much looking forward to this project. In this video we're going to be talking about all of the details, including a bit of a recap on the location and the size of this large show building, and then talking about what I think is going to be going inside of there. But yeah, this comes on the back of some very exciting announcements, not just for Alton Towers but the UK theme park industry in general. It's a very exciting time, it really is, and this just adds to it all, the fact that approval has now been given to this huge project. Of course, we've already got the Curse at Alton Manor, which is opening this year at Alton Towers. In fact, less than a month to go, because that opens on the 18th of March. Along with that, next year Nemesis will be reborn after its retrack, and some theming upgrades and other exciting changes as well, so we've got that to look forward to next year. And then of course 2025 is when we can expect this major new indoor attraction to open at Alton Towers. So lots to look forward to and lots to keep us busy over the next few years. But yeah, let's go straight into this then. Of course, Project Horizon plan application has been approved, and yeah, this is really exciting and we're really lucky to have this, because actually there was quite a few objections to the application. However, luckily Staffordshire Moorlands District Council saw the positives from this. They saw how many jobs it's going to bring in and of course the impact it's going to have, and yeah, they have given approval to this project, which is really good news. And Alton Towers, I'm sure, are very happy about this. This is something they've been wanting to build for a very long time, and I'm pleased that finally they're going to be able to do this and we're all going to be able to see it and yeah, just live this project. It's great that it's finally coming to fruition after a long time of them wanting to build something like this, but I'll talk more about that a little bit later in the video. Let's have a recap then on where this is going to be built. The former Coaster Corner site, which is located in between the World of David Walliams and the Alton Towers dungeon. Obviously there's just trees there, it looks like the back of the park, and while it's not, there's a massive piece of land back there that's currently used for back of house activities. All of that will be getting cleared, and that's where this new show building and the plaza for it will be built just in front of there. There'll be an access path between the World of David Walliams and the Alton Towers dungeon that will lead down to there. This will not be part of the World of David Walliams, it's going to be located right far behind it, and also as well, it'll be interesting to see if in the long term they expand it down to maybe take up the dungeons area and that area in general, in terms of making a wider themed area. I mean, the Alton Towers dungeon was done very temporary, so it wouldn't surprise me if maybe in the long term that gets turned into another dark ride or something else possibly at a later date, after of course we've seen this open in 2025. I don't think we'll really see any changes before that. However, you never know, but Alton Towers have got a lot on at the moment, and I think they'll want to focus all their energy on the current projects and especially this, but maybe in the long term they'll expand that out into a bigger themed area if they wanted to. So yeah, this large area, Coaster Corner, not been used for a long time, but there has been various different rides on there in the past. The reason they haven't put anything on there for a long time is because of the noise, but that's the thing with this. Alton Towers knew they would probably not get permission for another outdoor ride there, and whatever they wanted to build needed to be indoors, and that's why we saw them want to build this massive show building. Now of course, if you go up the lift on Oblivion and look to the right, you can see the flag tower. It's been built very close to the flag tower, so as much as you're probably not really going to see that because of the show building, that's where it's going to be located. Now the size of the building, this is absolutely massive. It's 71 meters in length, 46 meters in width and 19.4 meters in height. Along with that, of course, there's a smaller building out the front of that as well that's attached to it. That's 40 meters in length and 10 meters in width. So again, you know, that could be used maybe for the station, possibly pre-show, some interior queue line, a mix of all of that. We don't know, and that is the thing with this project. It's very mysterious, it's very secretive. Until we all step on there, we're not going to know exactly what it's like. However, we've all got our different ideas regarding this, and I've spent the past couple of days really thinking about what this could be, and of course I'm going to share them findings with you all in this video in just a moment. But yeah, it's a huge show building, obviously the main building itself and then this smaller building on the front, and this is screaming out indoor roller coaster. It has been since the start. There was a lot of speculation, people saying, oh, you know, it looks like a flying theatre. This building is huge. It's a lot bigger than what you would put a flying theatre in, I'm telling you that. So yeah, this is really exciting. The fact that Alton Towers is going to be building something on this scale as an indoor ride, and like I say, set for a 2025 opening. Now, as various different sources that we've got here at Theme Park Worldwide have been suggesting to us for a while that Alton Towers wanted to build an indoor roller coaster. John Wardley also hinted to that last year at various different interviews, and yeah, we're led to believe this will be an indoor roller coaster, and this will be Secret Weapon 9. Obviously, Alton Towers do follow their secret weapons every few years. The last one was Wicker Man in 2018. So yeah, really, that's 5 years ago now. 5 years of Wicker Man. Where does time go? So yeah, it's very exciting to think that this will be a major new indoor roller coaster for Alton Towers. People who've been thinking it's a flying theatre, this is a coaster. Like, this is, get excited. This is an indoor roller coaster. This is something that the park have been wanting to build for a long time. Now, of course, we say that. What sort of roller coasters could fit in that building? Now, it is a big building. However, there's still only limited rides, really, what could fit inside there. And then you've also got to think of Alton Towers and the fact that they like doing things different. They like world firsts or unique elements that they can add to their rides. And with this being a secret weapon project, I'm sure they're going to want to add something different and unique into this. So yeah, that's something to also think about with this as well. But of course, there's loads of different roller coaster manufacturers out there, and there's lots that would be capable of doing an indoor roller coaster in this building, because as much as it's a huge building, when it comes to roller coasters, they've still got to think about the footprint and how they can fit a lot of ride into that space, if you know what I mean. You don't just want a short little ride if you're building this massive building. So yeah, I've really whittled it down to the two different options that I think this could be. Obviously, this isn't confirmation or anything like that. This is just my speculation, looking at the manufacturers, looking at the size of the building, and also being realistic with the budget. This is a £12.5 million project, which, when you think of it, actually isn't, well, it is a lot of money, but it isn't in another way. Wicker Man, that was a £15 million project. So you think about that. Is this just for the coaster, or is this just for the building infrastructure and the coaster's not included in that, or is this the full project? We don't really know. However, 12.5 million is what we've got so far, and these are the options that I think this could be. So the first option out of the two I'm going to talk about is an Intamin multi-dimension roller coaster. Now, this is something that we've really seen pop up a lot these past few years. In fact, Portaventura in Spain are currently building one at the moment, themed to Uncharted, and I look forward to riding that this summer in a big show building. Now, along with that, that features various different trick track elements. It's got a spike in there, and some of the unique bits that Alton Towers currently don't have. They don't have an indoor roller coaster, so this is exciting anyway, but other things they could do to enhance this. Now, along with that as well, you've got Movie Park Germany. They've got a fantastic version of this as well. Very different. Of course, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts at Universal is also a version of this as well. They can utilise screens if you want to. You can wear the 3D glasses. You can do them without screens, lots of theming and props. Personally, I would prefer them go down that route away from the screens. However, anything's possible at this stage, and we don't really know until we get on this. That's the thing, it's very mysterious. It's like the Curse at Alton Manor. We don't know all the details until we ride this. But yeah, an Intamin multi-dimensional coaster. Now, the other thing is, actually, Alton Towers have already got one of these, because 13 is classed as an Intamin multi-dimensional coaster. As much as it's a very different ride to some of these other ones that they do now and the train configuration, it still is classed as that. So then it makes you think, would Alton Towers want to build a similar ride experience? Because would it ride similar? I mean, I don't think it would personally, because it would be indoors, different train configuration, different elements. I don't think they'd probably go for a drop track because it'd be too similar to 13, but you never know. With different theming and storyline, it could work with what they've got in mind. So yeah, that's something to really think about. But yeah, Alton Towers kind of pioneered this dimensional coaster many years ago, 2010, and worked with Intamin on that, with the trick track element and obviously with the backwards section on there. So who knows, it's something what has worked really well. I mean, the backwards indoor section is really good on 13. People love that. So the fact this whole ride is going to be indoors is very exciting. Yeah, they can do a lot with theming and effects in there, and even just an indoor coaster in the dark is fantastic. I mean, look at the likes likes of Space Mountain at the Disney parks, not particularly heavily themed inside, but just a little bit of lighting and audio, and you've got a fantastic ride. So this is going to be brilliant for Alton Towers. Now, an Intamin multi-dimensional coaster is certainly something what we could see. However, there is another manufacturer that do something similar that also looks like it's got some more unique elements, and that is Zamperla. Zamperla multi-dimensional coaster. Now with this one, they've only built one of these, and that's called Factory Coaster, and it's out in China. It opened in 2019. However, this can feature lift hills, tire-driven launches, lots of other trick track elements, drop tracks, and also has a pretty good capacity. I mean, the Intamin rides all have a pretty decent capacity, I would say, and obviously that could be done very custom to the park. However, Zamperla is stating straight away, you know, this can have 7 trains, 16 riders per train, an hourly capacity of 1,100 people an hour. That'd be really good for Alton Towers, and I can imagine that, like 7 trains running around on this would be amazing for a park like Alton. Now, along with that as well, what makes this is if you look at the layout just here, I mean, it is quite a poor quality image. That's all I could really find. However, you look at that, it kind of works with the size of the building, doesn't it? I mean, that's only a provisional kind of layout on their website showing what they can do, and of course based really off the one that they've built out in China, the Factory Coaster. But yeah, look at that, like it looks like it could fit into that building quite nicely. That version there is a little bit taller than what would fit inside the Project Horizon show building. However, it gives you a good idea on the size just there, what they could go for. Along with that, the train design looks really nice. In fact, it looks very similar to the likes of Gringotts or the Intamin versions. However, this is built by Zamperla. Now, there's pros and cons to this, much like the Intamin one. I'd say the pros to this is it's going to be very unique. There's nothing like this at Alton Towers, and really around the world from Zamperla, there's nothing much really like this, only the one out there in China. It also means there's a lot of room for development. I'd imagine Zamperla have come up with some new ideas since building that one a few years ago, which could make this even more unique. And working with Alton Towers, we know John Worley's involved in the project, some great creative teams that Merlin Magic making. So could we see you know, this be really special and really unique working with Zamperla? Another pro and reason this could happen as well is the park have recently worked with Zamperla on various different projects, including of course the Octonauts roller coaster adventure in CBeebies Land. That is a Zamperla roller coaster that opened. So yeah, it certainly shows that they have worked with that manufacturer before, and yeah, we could see them work with them again. And then along with that as well, some cons to it. Obviously Zamperla, they're not particularly known for their reliability. Sometimes the comfort isn't great on them rides. However, that's something that they have been improving in recent years, just not on the Volare coasters. So there's pros and cons to each manufacturer. I'd say that the Zamperla ride would be cheaper to build than the Intamin ride, well then maybe Alton Towers want to really spend the money on the heavy theming and the ride system isn't as important. Maybe this is going to be a show coaster, lots of stop starting, lots of scenes to see before moving forwards or backwards or down trick track elements. This gets me really excited, but all of our sources are suggesting this is SW9, it's an indoor roller coaster, and they're my takes on it. It could be an Intamin multi-dimension coaster or a Zamperla multi-dimensional coaster. But of course, there's other manufacturers out there. We could be seeing the world's first indoor RMC for all we know. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I like to be realistic with these things. I'll look at the budget of 12.5 million and think, yeah, you know, could we maybe see one of these manufacturers go in there? I think whatever we see there is going to be great. To make a good indoor coaster, you don't even really need that much theming. Just some nice ambience, some nice audio, a little bit of lighting, and you're well on the way. So, and then bonus props and theming, you know, it is amazing. I mean, look at like the Mummy, what you get out of Universal, something like that would be amazing. Of course, you've got Premier rides. I did kind of whittle them out of this as well. As much as Premier builds some good stuff, after really looking at what Zamperla did and also Intamin, I think there's a much higher chance of going with one of them manufacturers than going for Premier that are lesser really known, especially here in the UK. However, it's certainly possible. We can't rule any manufacturer out at the moment, and we're not really going to know until we either see something going on site or go on this attraction. So that's the mystery of this one as well. But let me know your thoughts. That's what we know so far about Project Horizon, the new indoor roller coaster coming to Alton Towers in 2025. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next video.